Hello, good evening and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing us how to make a wedding gown. All right. Okay. I'm actually making the upper bodice of this wedding gown. All right, just making only the upper body. So if this is the first time of coming to this channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, I'm going to start with taking what the shoulder. Now for this wedding gown, a person of bust 40, 42, and 44 will be able to wear this wedding gown comfortably. Okay, so if you're making a wedding gown, especially if you're renting it, you should consider all this. All right, you should consider renting it not only to size 40, but at least size 42 and 44. Okay, all right. So without much, I'm working with a shoulder of 16 inches. I mark my 16, my armhole. I took my armhole at 8 inches. So I'll just roll the line. I'll roll my armhole, and I'll put what my curve. And so once I was done with that, I'll I'm going to make sure that the armhole is well placed. Okay, I want to place the armhole like you see I am doing. Please put your curve. You can either use your French curve or whatever, or your free hand. So the next I'm going to do I'll add my bust point. The underbust I'm working is 13.5. I'll add 3 inches for my waistline and 1 inch um for my allowance. Okay, so it all depends on the kind of wedding gown you are making. As a wedding gown that has backs in front of it, if you're making a backs wedding gown, you should just still come down by at least let's say 3 to 4 or 5 inches. All right, so I'll make my line visible. Now the kind of um upper bodies are making, it's going to look like an illusion. All right, but drafting each of the pattern in two. The front is going to be two, and the back is also going to be what, two. So just keep watching, and I believe and I know you're going to understand this well. All right, so this wedding gown will be divided into almost four sections because I want us to understand it very, very well. All right, in our next tutorial, I won't be sewing. I'll be showing you how to source your fabric. Okay, I was supposed to do that before doing this cutting, but I wasn't able to get the fabric, so I just want to start with what the upper bodies. So please bear with us. The next tutorial is going to be how to source for your fabric, the kind of fabric you should use for what, for your wedding gown. I'll tell you the kind of fabric you should use so that when you go to the market you will not go and you will not make mistake while what sourcing for your fabric. So the nipple to nipple I'm working with is 4.5. Like I said, I want someone of bust 41 to 44 to be able to wear this comfortably. So that is why I'm using what the nipple to nipple of what, of 4.5. You know how we do this. So I'll take 1.5 inch on that area, and I'll take 1 inch on this area. And so I'm going to take the line to meet what, my on the bust. Okay, and then there I'll take it to meet what, also my on the bust. And the next we're going to start doing now is to take our upper chest measurement. Okay, and this determines on how open you want your what, the upper side to be. Okay, you remember most of our wedding gowns are usually in church and all that, so you wouldn't want your client to be exposing her cleavage and all that. Not really much anyway, so that's why we're using 7 is what, moderate. Because I'll still come down to take my what, sweetheart. I'll still come down with 1.5. So that's why I use 7 forward the upper chest. So now I'll take my neckline. The neckline I'm working with here, I'll use 3.5 for my width, and then I'll use 4 inches for my what, my deep. Like I said, we are making an illusion what yoke here, which means that our yoke is not going to just be, we're not cutting it from the way we usually do for our corset. No, we'll create a basic body and attach a bustier on top. I don't think if you understand what I'm saying, you're going to see what we're going to do here. So please pay tension. So once we are done with this, I'm going to come down with 1.5 inch, that's 1.5 inch from okay. So I'm going to take my shoulder dart, because I'm actually turning this to a shoulder dart. So we'll connect our shoulder dart. So I measured what I have there. I had 4.5 divided by 2, I have 2.25. I'll connect it to my bust point. Now I'm trying to create both my bustier and my what yoke at once. That's why I'm doing this. By creating both a bustier and a yoke was at once. Now someone will ask, can I use princess dart for this? All right, now it's a wedding gown. Most of the wedding gown I've seen are not usually corset, okay? Someone will be wondering, what can't I use corset? Of course you can, but most of the wedding gown, especially foreign wedding gowns, are usually what normal bustiers, okay? They're usually normal bustiers, all right? So um you should use your bustier, okay? Use your bustier. So that's why I'm using a shoulder that bustier. So we are going to turn it into a bustier, and then we are going to do our illusion illusion what the yoke. Okay, so I'm connecting with I'll come down with 1/2 inch from the bust point, and then I will connect. Like you see, I had to connect with my French curve, and then once I connect from this area, I'm going to connect the words to the other area. Please, if you're making this bustier, make sure it's not sharp. Okay, make sure everything is looking very smooth on the bust area, and that's the reason why when we are sewing this, we're not going to add bustier to this. As in, we're not going to add wording to this. All right, we'll just add only the lightest wording. All right, we'll add only the lightest wording. We are not adding the thick wording on this, so that we'll not start having bumps around that area. Okay, so once we do this, and then once we put our light wording, we'll put boning. Don't worry, when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. I'll show you guys how to sew it. Let me not just say everything. So I'll put my shoulder darts, my shoulder slope. Once I was done with the shoulder slope, I'm supposed to start taking my measurement, but we need to create our what? Our we need to create the sweetheart effect on the front side. Okay, we need to create it, but before I do that, let's take our measurement. The boss I'm working with boss, like I said, someone of verse 44, 43, 41, 40 can wear this. So we are using 44. 44 divided by 4, we have 11 inches. And I'm supposed to, sorry, I'm using verse 40 divided by 4, we have what? 11 inches. And we have 10 inches. Like I said, for someone of verse 41, 2, and 3, and 4 can use this. And that's the reason why I'm going to be adding 3-inch allowance. Yes, you had me right. 3-inch allowance, okay? So that even if someone of verse 43, 4, and 5 wants to wear this, I can be able to what? Adjust. Remember, we are hiring this. And the reason why we're making this wedding gown is because I said we're opening a new bridal shop, and so actually bought two. Is I want to add extra two to it since we can make it. All right, that's why we are adding it, so that at least if for some people who not have money to rent the foreign one, they can also go for the what? For the locally made. Don't worry, this bed is called locally made. This is coming out beautiful. I'll show you of that. So now I'm going to trace out my work. Now, once I trace out my work, I'm going to cut out another one before I continue. Um, before I continue with what the the bustier. So we are going to add our yoke to this. Let's add the yoke. So from that chest line, upper chest line, I'll just come down with 1.5. We'll come down with 1.5 inch. And then once I come down with 1.5, I will connect it to my nipple to nipple line on the upper chest line. All right, so let's connect with the help of my French curve. I'm going to connect it. All right, make sure it's looking very sweetheartedly. Okay, so let's connect together. So once I'm done with connecting the our sweetheart, I'm going to connect the armhole area also. Yes, you need to connect the armhole area also. So I'm connecting the armhole area, also using the help of my French cuff, and then I try using my hand and also my French cuff, so I can be able to smoothen it very well. So from there I'll take it into the armhole area. So this is it. So I'm going to cut out the words. I'm going to cut out another pattern using still this one. I will use it towards cut out another pattern. So just stay tuned as we cut this out. So once we're done with cutting this out, this is what we have. Like I said, one is going to act as my yoke, while the other one is going to act as my what? As the bustier. So this is it. Now I'm going to try to place it the way it's going to be. Before I cut out my bustier, I'm going to show you how the effect, okay, like I said, is going to look like an illusion. And so it is going to be placed this way. While this is sitting inside, all right, the other one is sitting outside. Now the one sitting outside, I'll be using my lace to cut it. Is either lace or what, or nets. Okay, you can use lace. You know your laces are transparent, and that's why you should go for a lighter lace, or you can go for, depend on the kind of lace you want to go for. All right, okay, that is why I'm going to be showing us in the next video the kind of laces we should use for what, our wedding gowns. All right, so now it's time to create the back. So I'm going to cut exactly what I have for the front. I'll cut out two, like I did for the front. I'll cut out two because I want to make the back side. Now the back is not going to have zipper allowance. No, the one that will have zipper allowance is the lower part. The lower part is going to have zipper allowance. So I'll be taking 3 inches for my neckline for the back side. That's for the yoke parts. Now, if you've been following my YouTube videos on how to make a corset, you realize that there's a particular some kind of patterns I use for for my back. Now you can decide to do any kind of back you want. You can decide to make it still the illusion kind of yoke, the one we did for the front. You can decide to use it. All right. So, but the inner parts, you can decide to create it the way you want. So now this I'm going to show you how to to do this part. Immediately we are through with with cutting out the patterns we actually need. Now to make sure that our back and front is equal, I'm going to still come down from my yoke part a little bit. All right, I want to come down. I think it's looking somehow too high, so I want to come down a little. All right, making sure that my the front armhole area and the back armhole area is facing each other, because I want them to be accurate. I want them to be to be equal. So once I did that, I will just trim off for the both the front and for the for the back side. Like you see what I just did there. Make sure that the armhole area they are very, very equal. All right, so just do that and trim off. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come down with 7 inches, and then I'll connect it to that part where the fronts connects together. All right, remember the parts I said I wanted both the back and the front to be equal on the armhole area. So I'll connect it that place. Now you can decide, okay? You can decide to do it the other way around. Take like 5 to 6 inches on the armhole, and then on the zipper area you take like 10 inches to 12 inches, then connect. It all depends on how you want it. You can do the reverse. All right, this is how I want it to be. So I am going to connect it, and then I'm going to show you how to also place it with the back yoke. Remember, we are making it an illusion yoke. All right, the yoke is coming from up towards to from the bottom to the shoulder area. So now we're going to cut our the inner one. All right, You're going to make cut it now. Now, if you look at it, it's looking like an off shoulder now. Okay, so we are cutting it out. Sorry for the too much bright lights on it. So I'll trim off the armhole, the two part, the armhole area, so that I can get accuracy. So once I was done with that, I am going to what cut. Sorry, I didn't know that that light was shining too much like that. So hope it doesn't blind someone's eyes. There was actually no light. I think it's a reflection from the what from the natural light. All right, so now I'm going to cut from the center. Remember the initial line, we'll cut from there. So I'm going to separate the back and the what and the front, and then I'll cut out what my bustier, and then do open up both the back and the front part. So I'm going to place it now to show you how it's going to look like. Now we have the bustier. I'm going to get the one that will act as the yoke. Remember, the yoke is coming from the what? From the bottom to the what? To the shoulder area. So I'll just place it on top. I'm just trying to give you a clue of how it's going to look like. So this is it. Hope you can see is the transparency. You see how it's going to be now. This is how it's going to look, all right? I'm going to still put my neckline there. So this is how it's going to be. If you're wearing it, you'll be seeing the white inside, showing that there is a bustier on it. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. So what I'm going to do is this: when I am attaching, I am going to get all the places where the darts are. All right, remember there was darts on, we took out some darts from the bustier. So from those places that the darts are, I'm going to use my mannequin. That's my dress form, and then I'm going to what try to what hold those parts together so that there won't be any what bumped on any part of what of the clothes. Like I said, I'm going to show us the process from the beginning to the what to the end, and I believe after this you will be able to go and get that wedding gown and cut it and sew it. All right. So right now, I'm going to just put my neckline. Okay, we put our neckline. Um, I'll take 3 inch. That's for the back neckline. I'll take 3 inches and 4 inches. Um 3 inches width. Sorry, 3 inches deep and 4 inches width. All right. So I'll put my curve and then I'll cut it off. I'll put my shoulder slope also, and then we cut it out. Okay. So once we are done with this out, that will be um um be drawing the curtain here immediately I'm through with this. Okay, so I'm going trying to get out that. Remember there was so much that in the front part. So we need to remove it. That's from the back part. I need to remove it so that it will not interfere while I'm stitching. We took out 1.5 and 1 inch, so I took it there. All right, so I'm just trying to get it out of the way. Okay, so you need to do that. All right, now, so once we are done with this is the end of this class for today. I'm going to see you in my next class after we are through with cutting this. And in my next class, we're going to cut out the fabric. Once we cut out the fabric, we'll show you how to join all this. All right, so if you find this tutorial very helpful, please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't also forget to what to subscribe. Don't mind my girl, do you see, always fanning herself. She's always with her fan because of what, she's very big like me. So that's why she's always fanning. Okay, so if you find this tutorial very helpful, don't forget to like, share, and what and subscribe. I'm going to see you again in my next class. And please try to open up your back area. Try to open up your back and all that. There, I'll be teaching us how to couple all this together. And also, like I said, I'm going to also create a video where I will show you how to source for your fabric. We were supposed to do that before this one, but because of I'm not our fabrics are not complete yet. That's why I'm not showing that for now. So immediately after this one, we will do that. And then you see how the back is going to also sit. Now for the back, you can decide to do any neckline of your choice, okay? Do any neckline you want. If you want it this way, fine. If you want it the other way around, it's left for you. So I'll see you again in my next class. My name is Cynthia. Bye.